And there it is, the view outside looking rather nice. It is a hot day. How hot is it? Well, everything around me is melting. I can't even go outside with my ice cream because it will melt in seconds. Here we go then. Yes, we are back, and it is English Addict coming to you live and direct from a very hot and sweaty birthplace of the English language, which just happens to be, oh my goodness, it's England. Oh, it's so hot. It is absolutely boiling hot. Hi everybody, this is Mr. Duncan in England. How are you today? Are you okay? I hope so. Are you happy? I hope you are feeling happy today. I'm okay, but I'm very hot. Now I did have two things planned today. I was going to do my live stream outside, but unfortunately it is so hot whilst setting up my gazebo outside. And let's be honest, I haven't used my gazebo for a very long time. So I thought today I would use it, but unfortunately, because it's so hot outside, I've decided to stay in the studio. That's how hot it is. Not only that, but we also have lots of insects buzzing around outside as well, getting everywhere, getting under my clothing and, dare I say, into my shorts, which is not a good idea really. It's very distracting when something is buzzing around inside your shorts. So instead I decided to stay in the studio, although it is supposed to be cool in here, but it isn't. It's probably hotter in here than it is outside. But the good thing is we don't have the insects in here. We have no annoying creatures buzzing around. However, we do have one creature that will be coming into the studio and buzzing around. Mr. Steve is actually here today. Can you believe it? He's here. Mr. Steve will be here. Okay, that's enough. Mr. Steve will be here at around about 2:30. He hasn't got a rehearsal today. I thought he was away, but he isn't. He's here today, live from 2:30. For those who don't know who I am, my name is Duncan. Normally I am cool and laid back, but today I am not cool. I am hot everywhere. Certain parts of my body have become so hot I've had to stick them out of the window. I had to open the window earlier and I had to put something out of the window to cool it down. Don't worry though, before anyone complains, don't worry, it's all right. It's only my feet. My big feet. We're getting rather hot in the studio. Anyway, enough of that. My name is Duncan. I talk about English. Sometimes I'm cool and sometimes I'm hot. Today I am hot. So now we have the introductions out of the way. You can see the scenery behind me. That is the view out of the window, and you can see how hot it is. You can actually see the heat vapour. That is how hot it is today. It's a very hot one today. I do have my electric fan in the studio. I might have to put that on in a minute, especially when Steve arrives. Steve is very sensitive to hot things. We had a lovely day yesterday, by the way. By the way, can I just say, we had a lovely day. We went to see Mr. Steve's mother, who was not very well last week. So we went there, we had a lovely meal, and we even went outside and had a lovely walk in the sunshine because it was also a hot day yesterday. It was really hot. And Mr. Steve's mum was outdoors. I will be showing a photograph in a few moments of Mr. Steve and his mother yesterday. when we were out having a lovely meal. So I hope you're okay. I am absolutely exhausted already. I was outside trying to build my gazebo and I gave up. It was too hot. So instead of being outside, I decided to do my live stream in the studio, even though now I'm thinking maybe we should have gone outside. I'm not sure. Sometimes it's very hard to make decisions, don't you think? Anyway, here we are. We've made it all the way to the end of another weekend, and we are coming up to the middle of July. Can you believe it already? This time next week, we will already be halfway through July. This year is going by so quickly. Yes, it's Sunday. It is a hot one. I'm so hot. How hot is it? I will tell you in a moment. It is scorchio, as we like to say here. Scorching. I love that word. The word scorching means to be so hot. To be so hot. It almost, or the thing in question, is almost burning. Almost. Not quite, but it is scorching. Maybe the sunshine today, the brightness of the sun is hot enough to actually burn things. Well, I know for a fact your skin will burn definitely if you go outside today in the sun because it is very hot. Scorchio, in fact. What's it like where you are? Are you hot? I am absolutely baking here at the moment. I hope you are okay where you are. Another look outside the window. Oh, can I survive today? I'm just wondering if I'm going to survive today's live stream because it's so hot already. I'm getting dizzy spells. Very strange. So there it is, looking outside right now. Blue sky, everything is hot, and apparently next week it's going to get even hotter. I'm starting to believe all of those scientists who are saying that the earth is getting too hot. It's literally too hot for human beings. And I'm starting to think maybe, they might have a point, to be honest. So it is a hot one, and next week apparently it is going to be in the mid-30s here. Maybe even 40 degrees? Surely that can't be right. It can't be 40 degrees here next week. That's impossible. It's never been 40 degrees. I'm a little shocked and slightly worried about that because everything is dry already and I'm not sure what will happen if we have 40-degree heat. I think everything might start bursting into flames, including me. Anyway, we've made it towards the end of another weekend. I hope your week has been good. We had a lovely time yesterday with Mr. Steve's mother. Would you like to see a photograph? I'm losing my voice already. That's not a good start, is it? Here is Mr. Steve and his mother yesterday. Oh, don't they look lovely? They're having a lovely time. There they are yesterday out in the hot sunshine. I will show that picture a little bit later on again. Don't worry. I'm not holding it back from you. I can't give you too much though, because you might not stick around. And I need you. I need your support, to be honest. Here we go then. Yes, just to prove how hot it is today. Look, it is very hot. Apparently here at the moment it is around 28 Celsius here where I am. But towards London it is 30. It might even be as high as 31 degrees in London today, but here it's only around 28. It does sound as if I'm saying that everything here is cool and relaxed, but it isn't. It's boiling hot, and that's the reason why I'm in the studio and not outside. Hello to the live chat. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten you. Hello to you. Oh, hello, Beatrice. Congratulations, Beatrice. Guess what? You are first on today's live chat. It's too hot. It's too hot for claps. I haven't got the energy to show my applause. I'm already exhausted here in the studio. Congratulations, Beatrice. Also, Valentin. We have Claudia. Of course, today we will be asking what is cooking, Claudia. I know what's cooking here, and that's me. I am cooking in the studio because it's so hot. I might start to melt. So what's cooking, Claudia? We will find out a little bit later on. And also we have, who else is here? Zazika. Hello to you as well. Very nice to see you here. Maria. We also have Vitas. Hello, Vitas. Buenos dias to you and everyone watching today. Also we have, can I say hello to Hiram? Hello, Hiram, watching in Mexico. I have a feeling maybe it is as hot here as it is in Mexico. Is it right? Am I right there? So we have around 31 degrees today, and maybe higher tomorrow. Unbelievable. Global warming is definitely starting. Olga, hello to Olga. Hello to you. Megar is also here. Rosa. We have lots of people joining us today, and I hope you will stay with us. We are looking at hot and cold idioms today. Things connected to being hot, like this, and also being cool and cold, which is how I wish I was feeling right now, but unfortunately I am not. 100 DOB has just joined us. Hello to you. Thank you very much for entering my hot room. It is hot and steamy here today, I can tell you. Also we have, Luis Mendez is here today. Hello, Luis. Nice to see you. I hope you are staying cool as well, because I would imagine where you are, it is also hot. A lot of heat around at the moment. Of course, here in the UK, we've had a little bit of drama this week, political drama. We had to say goodbye. Bye-bye, Boris. Bye-bye. But in fact, we haven't said goodbye because he's still there. It's very confusing, I know. So how can someone resign from their job but still be there doing the job? It's very confusing. Politics can be a little confusing sometimes. So Boris has left, but he's still there until around October. And by that time, hopefully, we will have a new Prime Minister. But at the moment, he is still there, but I don't think he's doing much. I would imagine today Boris Johnson is sitting in the garden at the back of number 10 Downing Street in a deck chair with his trousers rolled up, revealing his knees. And I bet he is sucking on the largest ice cream or ice lollipop ever. I think so. All I know is that's what I want to do at the moment. I wish I was outside at the moment, cooling myself down, but I'm not. I'm here in the studio getting very hot. Yes, you're right. Mr. Steve is here today. We have Mr. Steve in the studio. I suppose the big question is, how long will Mr. Steve actually last today? Because, to be honest with you, it's hot. I think even my computer is struggling today to stay cool. And there is one thing I do not want. I do not want my computer to overheat. That would not be good. So I suppose I should ask the question. Shall we ask it now? Okay, then. I will ask the question if I can find it. I can't always find these things, you see. I don't know why. Sometimes I can't find them. Okay, here we go. The question is...
What's cooking, Claudia? What have you got in the pot? What's cooking, Claudia? Is it something spicy and hot? Is it something salty or not? Oh, Claudia, what is in the pot?
What is in the pot today, Claudia? Let's have a look, shall we? Today we are having cake with cream and meringue. We are celebrating my father's birthday with my brother. So Claudia is in the party mood with her father. I did see some lovely photographs, by the way, on your Facebook page with your dad. So it was very nice to see you both, and I hope you will have a nice party today with your father. Thank you very much. Magdalena is here. Hello, Magdalena. Nice to see you here as well. Very good to see so many people joining in, even though it's hot. I would imagine a lot of people are staying in, to be honest. I think a lot of people are staying in the house. They're not even going outside. I did notice this morning it's very quiet outside. I can't hear anyone moving around. So I would imagine that a lot of people are just staying in the house as well. Another reason probably is also because it's too expensive to drive around. We noticed yesterday, I'm sure Steve will talk about this in a few moments, but yesterday we did notice that there were very few cars driving around. There was a lot less traffic than normal. Fewer cars were driving around. And I think the reason is because a lot of people are finding it very expensive to fill their cars with petrol or diesel. So I think that's the reason why. A lot of people are now choosing to stay at home and not drive around. They want to save their petrol and keep it. It's almost become as valuable as gold. I would imagine there are people hiding their cars so other people can't steal their petrol. That used to happen. I remember when that used to happen. Before we got all of these sophisticated locking devices on our cars, I know that people used to sneak into other people's houses or garages or even outside their house. They would steal other people's petrol from their car. So we might see that happening again. Who knows? Anyway, Mr. Steve will be here in a few moments. Don't worry. I know we have a lot of fans here. Steve will be talking all about his show that he's in next week. So he's actually performing next week. I think it's Thursday, Friday and Saturday. Steve will be performing in his show. So I hope that will go well. Steve coming up. We also have tennis today. Tennis is taking place. We're talking about the reason why there are so few cars driving around on the road. And we are looking at hot and cold idioms. All of that coming up. But first of all, a little memory. A memory of one of my past walks. And then after this, Mr. Steve will be right here in the studio, hot and sticky. Don't go away. A few days ago, I was actually walking through this very field here, and if you remember, I promised that I would show you the bloom of the wild garlic. So as you can see, all of the wild garlic has now come into bloom, and I really do wish you could smell the aroma in the air. It smells very garlicky. Filming in the woods on a summer's day might look like a very enjoyable way to pass the time. It might look like something that is very pleasurable and relaxing. However, there are some things you have to be aware of, such as small obstacles hidden in the undergrowth. For example, this tiny piece of wood. Look, this little piece of wood. It looks so innocent, doesn't it? However, if I were to step on this piece of wood, and if it were to roll underneath my foot as I step onto it, I could fall over. I might break an arm or a leg, or even worse, my neck. If you were watching at the start of today's live stream, you would have seen me standing in front of this lovely field. Isn't it beautiful? I must say it really does feel as if summer is in the air now because of this. This particular field is full of rapeseed. Now this is something that I've been showing you over the past couple of weeks during my live streams, and now we can see it up close and personal. As I've mentioned before, rapeseed is used for making food oils and also for making biofuels as well. Modern fuels which are made from things that are renewable. So these plants every year will grow and they can be harvested to make biofuels. It is something that has become very popular. Just to show how popular biofuels are nowadays, many of the fields in this area are full of rapeseed, which is good for the environment, but not very good news for me, because I suffer from hay fever. Every single year I get terrible hay fever, which causes me to sneeze. It makes my eyes very itchy. In fact, as I'm standing here now, I can feel my nose becoming very itchy. I feel as if I want to sneeze. So there you can see it, the beautiful rapeseed growing around the area in which I live. Many people asking, Mr. Duncan, where do you live? Where do you normally broadcast your live streams from? Normally I broadcast from my little studio in Much Wenlock, which is situated in the county of Shropshire. You know, there's nothing I enjoy more on a day like this than going for a wander. The word wonder can have more than one meaning. It can also be spelt in different ways. There is wonder with A and wonder with O. Wonder with A means to roam around. You roam around in a casual way. You wander. You wander around the field. You wander around the town. And then there is wonder spelt with an O. That particular wonder means to be amazed by something. Something that is amazing to think about is a wonder. You might say wonders of the universe or wonders of nature. So, there are two different types of wonder. Now, I am going for a wander over there. Okay, it's got so hot in here. We've had to open the windows, the doors. In fact, we've had to open everything. Hello everyone, welcome. This is English Addict coming to you live, hot and direct from England. It's a hot one, baby.
Hello!
Surprise!
Hello! I wasn't supposed to be here today. Well, I think I said I wasn't going to be here today, but in fact I am.
Yes.
Because we haven't got a rehearsal today, thankfully, because I didn't want to leave our lovely area and go into a hot rehearsal room, although next week, every night, I shall be in a hot rehearsal room. So, wish me luck.
You've got a busy week ahead of you.
Hello everyone, welcome. Hello Mr. Duncan.
So just to explain, I did say last week that Steve would not be here, but he is here. So that's the reason why Mr. Steve is standing next to me, because he is actually here.
It's not a figment of your imagination.
You're not having heat stroke or anything like that. You're not having hallucinations. That is really Mr. Steve. How hot is it, Mr. Steve?
Well, here we go. I've got a thermometer.
Yeah.
A thermometer.
Thermometer.
This one is very old. It's analog. It's non-digital.
Okay, just tell us what the temperature is.
Well, it's 80 at the moment. Or 80 degrees Fahrenheit, or if you want it in centigrade, it's 27 degrees centigrade.
Celsius.
Centigrade or Celsius,
Yes.
yeah.
I don't think anyone says centigrade anymore.
Well, I do.
Oh, okay. Well, that does not surprise me.
Well, this is an old... I had this when I was a child. It used to be in my father's greenhouse.
Memories.
And I've kept it all those years later. And it's what you would call a mercury thermometer,
Yes.
even though I don't think it's got mercury in it.
Well, you will find nowadays though, even professional meteorologists will still use the old-fashioned thermometer using the little level of mercury, and then apparently it's more precise. So here in the studio it's about 27 degrees. But it feels a lot hotter than that, even though now we've opened the... Where do you keep going, Steve? You keep vanishing off the... and then coming back.
I'm looking at the thermometer.
Oh, don't worry about that. We know it's hot. I know it's hot. You know it's hot. We were going to be outside today, but I changed my mind when I realised that I was actually collapsing on the floor with heat exhaustion. So I decided not to do that.
You see, it's hot to us because relatively, so the difference between what it was... say last week or the week before and now is a big difference. But you wouldn't want to be in Portugal right now. Lewis said that in his hometown in Portugal it's 42 degrees at the moment.
How is that even possible? I'm amazed how casually a lot of people are accepting these high temperatures, because I don't remember it ever being over 40 degrees in Europe. But now it is. And apparently we are going to get high temperatures next week here in England. So we are not going to escape those extreme temperatures. It looks as if we might be getting 36 or maybe 37.
Well, the weathermen are getting very excited because they actually want it to get to 40.
They get really excited by these things.
Because then it will break all records. So they're wishing it to get to 40. Of course, that's very, very bad for elderly people, the heat.
Well, for everyone, humanity.
Well, particularly elderly people, because they're more vulnerable. They don't cool down in the same way that we do.
Don't they?
No, I don't think they get the same signals to they will keep all their clothes on. If you notice elderly people, they'll go outside in hot weather with thick jackets on and coats because they're somehow something happens when you get older. Your brain doesn't tell you that you're overheating in the same way it does when you're younger.
Yes.
Apparently.
So if you know any elderly people, get them naked now. Just take all their clothes off.
Get the fans on.
Yeah, take all their clothes off right now. Unless, of course, it's Mr. Steve's mother.
And, of course, they can. People can get dehydrated, as we well know. In fact, my mother, full of happy stories.
Yes.
As my mother, and thank you, Lewis, for saying, giving us your wishes that my mother is better, which she is a lot better. We went to see her yesterday. She is feisty.
She has more energy. She has more energy than we do. Do you like my glass? I've got my water here.
Yes, put it.
And this glass that I definitely did not steal yesterday from the place where we ate. I did not steal this glass from the lovely place where we had a delicious meal and some refreshing drinks. I did not steal it.
You were enabled by somebody that worked there.
No, I didn't steal it. Nothing happened.
Fine, then.
I'm just saying now, this is evidence. If I have to appear in court, this is evidence.
It was funny yesterday. We went to visit my mother, and we were exhausted. When we came back in the afternoon from going out which was a lovely meal, I fell asleep for an hour and a half.
I fell asleep.
But my mother stayed awake continuously. That's how much she'd worn us out.
Yeah. Shall we have a look at a photograph? This is Mr. Steve and his mother yesterday. Here they come. Oh, look at that. Your mother does look quite happy there. And
she does.
I don't know what you're doing. It looks like you're wiping your bum on the bush.
That's a very arty looking photograph.
Well, I took it. You can always guarantee if I take the photographs, they are always really, really good.
She doesn't look 92 there, I've got to say.
I have to say, no, nor do you. No, actually, you do. Steve looks 92, but your mother definitely doesn't.
Because it's very wearing looking after my mother.
She looks amazing. I think your mother looks incredible.
She's made a very good recovery, I must say.
When you took your mother to the hospital a few days ago, you actually had a very nice comment from one of the nurses there. She couldn't believe that your mother was 92, or is 92, not was, is. Should never say the past tense. Is 92.
Well, she's 92 in December.
Yes.
Which is close enough.
Will be 92.
Yes. So thank you for your good wishes. Not just Lewis, but other people have also sent the good wishes, and which is very welcome indeed.
Yes, we've got the fan on, by the way. If you can hear a humming sound, it's not Mr. Steve. It's not Mr. Steve overheating. We've got the fan. We've got the little electric fan blowing the cool air, although it doesn't feel cool. We've got the windows open. We've got everything going on. Where are you going, Steve?
It's going up again. It's going up. Now.
This might be a new dance. We'll call it the Steve, where you do this. You go.
It's 27 and a half.
We're doing the Mr. Steve.
82.
Doing the
I'm just reaching down for this, Mr. Duncan.
I know, it's all right. It's just having fun. We're having fun, Steve.
I'm not in the mood for fun. Definitely not.
I've noticed that. Anything else happening on the live chat?
You asked, I heard you talking about Claudia and what she's cooking, and you mentioned the cake, but what you didn't mention, what you missed, overlooked in the live chat was sauerkraut with sausages.
Oh, sausages.
Yes, which I think you would like.
Well, I made some delicious sausages while your mum was staying with us, and she loved them. We even had a little song that we were singing together. Do you remember the sausage song? Sausages, 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 sausages. And your mother was singing the song as well, which I thought was brilliant.
You've also been talking about price of fuel, haven't you? Price of fuel, oil, that sort of thing.
Well, we talked about fuel yesterday when we were driving around in the car because we noticed that there weren't many people on the road.
I know.
And it almost felt as if lockdown had returned.
I would say there was half as many cars on the road
It was so quiet.
as usual
Yeah.
on, Saturday. Normally on Saturday when we travel down to visit my mother in the morning, there's usually a lot of traffic. It's like a weekday. And I've noticed during the week as well, very little traffic on the road. People are saving money because of the price of fuel.
Yeah.
Satorino said it's 2.1 euros per litre.
Mm.
And I can't remember where you are, Satorino.
2.1 euros. Yes. Well, it's a bit like it's a bit like saying £2.10, but it's two whatever. What is the small change in euros? Because we don't have the euro here. We're awkward because we're British.
Well, 2.1, that'll be a tenth. The 0.1 will be a tenth.
I mean, what
metric.
do you call it? What do you call it?
I don't know.
So we have pounds and pennies or
Yes.
pence. But what is this? Is it cent? I think it might be cent,
Could be. Is it? Please tell
Yes.
us.
So the small change.
Small, yes, bits of a euro. Say a tenth of a euro, or is it cents? What do you call it?
Because we don't really use euros, to be honest, because we're British and we're awkward. Don't forget that. Whenever people say British, they say awkward at the same time.
We'll certainly never have euros now. There was a
don't-
point in time when we came very close to adopting the euro, but we never did.
I think it is. Oh, I'm right.
Fairly.
Bloody
cent.
hell.
Yes, cent. Thank you for that.
I'm right. I got it right, Mr. Steve.
Okay.
I deserve some sort of prize or award. Maybe this lovely glass. Isn't this beautiful, this glass? This might be the nicest glass I've ever seen. And can I just repeat, I did not steal this yesterday. I definitely didn't, did I, Steve?
No,
You're-
I mean, the fact
you're-
that I had to go 90 miles an hour to escape the police has absolutely no bearing on
I
what
definitely
happened.
did not steal this yesterday from anywhere. But it's the most amazing glass. I am never going to put this glass down. It's wonderful. It's lovely.
Well, the price of fuel here is £1.96. £1.96 pence for petrol and £2 for diesel.
Yeah. So why?
So that's actually-
you're the expert. Why diesel? Why is diesel more expensive?
Because apparently a lot of the diesel, I think that's to do with the Russia-Ukraine war.
Oh, okay.
So although the prices have gone up because of that, diesel is particularly in short supply because a lot of diesel comes from Russia apparently. I think it's more difficult to make diesel from the oil. But the difference between diesel and petrol has gone up. They used to be sort of very similar in price, but now there's quite a big difference between diesel and petrol. Now I think so in this country anyway.
Yes.
So to fill up my car, Mr. Duncan,
Mm-hmm.
I filled my car up yesterday, it still had some in it, so I put just over 50 litres in, I think about 53 litres, and it cost me £101.
That's crazy.
£101 to fill up my car with petrol. So that's
Just think about that for a moment. You're going to the forecourt, the place where you fill your car. You put petrol in there, and then you have to spend £101.
I know.
What kind of craziness is this?
So that's about 120 euros, something like that. Not quite sure exactly what the exchange rate is now, because the pound and the euro have both been dropping against the dollar quite significantly.
Can you
But so-
believe that?
I know.
I honestly, it takes a lot to stun me, but I am so stunned.
Well, that means now, because my car does about 45 to the gallon, I know that because I monitor it very regularly.
You do. I know he does.
So that means it's costing me, in old money, probably £8
Yeah.
every time I travel 45 miles.
Yeah.
So that's when I'm going to my rehearsals to Wolverhampton and back. That's about a 50-mile round trip. So it's costing me around £7-8 every rehearsal.
Yeah.
So that's quite. And I don't remember. I remember it wasn't that long ago when we were all moaning about it costing £50
Yes.
to fill the car up with fuel.
Well, that's it. That's
And-
what I'm saying. It's crazy. And
Yes.
also, remember during the pandemic, when oil companies were trying to give us the oil for free, they wanted to pay us to take it off their hands because they had too much.
But
and now it's like gold.
Yeah, well, you see, you put into that the price of fuel has gone up, the price of electricity has doubled, the price of gas has probably gone up more than that. So these sort of everyday bills that people have is causing a huge impact on everybody's balance sheet, how much money you've got coming and going out.
Yes.
So if you had, a couple of £100 left over at the end of every month, or nothing,
I wish.
now you're going to be, that money's been makes a big difference to people's disposable income, how much money you've got left over after you have paid all your bills. Is what we call disposable
Yes.
income.
I think it's becoming much harder to make ends meet.
So
That's it.
people are having to make choices. Are they going to stay at home, or are they going to go out in the car
Yeah.
and spend money on fuel when they've already seen their electricity bills go up significantly?
Everything.
Yeah, I mean, the cost of our electricity, for example, has gone up from I was paying only about 2 years ago, around 13 pence a kilowatt.
Okay. I have no idea what it is.
Well, I pay the bills, you see, so I know.
No, I mean what a kilowatt is. Is it what? A kilowatt.
A kilowatt is. Imagine a bar fire. Imagine a fire with those traditional old-fashioned electric fires with a glowing red bar.
Okay.
That's 1 kilowatt. They're 1 kilowatt each. So that if you switch that on for 1 hour, electricity is it is in the UK. It's measured in kilowatt hours.
Okay.
So it's how many kilowatts you use per hour. So the cost of that kilowatt used to be 13 pence for 1 hour.
Okay.
It's now 26 pence. In 2 years, it's doubled.
I still don't understand how that. Just say it's expensive.
Well, that
It's
means
very, very expensive.
Well, what
Let's
that means
not-
is
Steve.
my monthly
Ooh.
electricity bill,
Okay.
used to cost around £40-50 a month. It's now £110 a month. So it's doubled. So over the year, that's another £500
Ah.
on my fuel,
This
which
is-
is a lot of
This
money.
is very strange that you're divulging all this information, by the way. This is the sort of stuff you would normally.
£600. No, well, it's just
Okay.
general bills.
Yeah.
It's just bills.
Bills.
Everyone's bills are around the same.
We
for
all
that.
have bills to pay.
And the other thing, Mr. Duncan, is
Oh.
because of the price of oil going up so much,
Yes,
and we here have to heat our house with oil,
we do.
right? We don't use gas here because we don't have gas pipes where we live,
We don't.
and we don't heat with electricity because that would be stupid. It's too expensive.
Stupid.
So lots of rural houses in many parts of the world, but certainly in the UK, use oil, which is actually, it's like kerosene. It's a bit like the same fuel they
Okay.
put in aeroplanes.
Steve, please get to the point.
Yeah, well, that's doubled in price, and people are stealing the oil out of people's oil tanks at night,
Yeah.
sneaking around, siphoning it out.
Siphoning, is that the sign, is it, for siphoning?
You
So
see-
if you are siphoning, I don't know what is that? What are you doing there when you're doing this? Siphoning.
Yes, you see, you're saying I'm boring. Some people are finding it quite interesting.
Siphoning.
Has the cost of electricity and gas sort of doubled in your country? We're interested to know.
Mm.
And what are you doing? You see, what we're doing is, Mr. Duncan, is we're
What?
not using the... What are the things that use the most energy in the home? Anything that uses heat, anything that produces heat
Heat.
means it burns a lot of energy. So
We have too much heat at the moment.
that's it. So the oven, probably 4 or 5 kilowatts to heat the oven.
Okay.
So we've got a slow cooker. We've mentioned this before.
Yes.
It's only 100 watts, 100th of a kilowatt. So we're saving electricity that way. I know you don't have to pay the bills, but I need
No,
to think about
I'm not
these
saying you
things.
don't have to pay the bills. It's just not the most interesting topic.
You just switch it all on. What happens afterwards, you don't care.
Yes. I don't know how many kilowatts my studio uses.
Yeah, well, I would like to shut this down. We'd save a fortune.
It might actually be gigawatts.
But of course, since you've been switching all your lights over to LEDs,
Yes.
and you've got a more efficient computer now,
Yes. Well, not today it isn't. It's my poor computer is sweating.
if you ever want to think what's using electricity in my home, it's anything that produces heat.
Yes.
Really, is going to be the thing that uses the most electricity.
And that includes lights, because lights
Lights.
produce heat.
but not the LED ones.
Well, not anymore. That's what I was going to say. I was going to say that in the past. So people don't worry so much about lighting, but certainly heating, because you still have to generate heat.
I'm probably boring too many people with all this talk about energy saving.
Including me.
But some people might be interested.
Yes, one, maybe.
One person certainly.
And I think
was,
that's you.
yes.
Yeah.
But, right, okay. Well, nearly blocked somebody there. Carhan says, interesting, Mr. Steve, thank you.
It isn't.
Or Khan, I should say. I'm saying Khan. I mean, I think I pronounce your name Khan. Is that right? It looks like Khan to me. An orange circle.
Yes. It looks
Got an orange circle.
it looks like, actually it might be Cyrillic. It looks like Kahan, maybe.
Khan.
But
How do you
it-
pronounce it? Is it Khan?
Yes.
Say yes.
Please tell us
If it is, it's a very cool name.
to put our minds at rest.
Reminds us very much of a certain science fiction film.
If you've just what? Are you okay? Are you delirious?
It's the heat.
And I was going to say something there. I keep trying to produce a program here, and you go completely starting talking about Star Trek. You are watching English Addict on a very hot day. I'm in the studio with Mr. Steve, and it's boiling hot. We are looking at some hot phrases and words in a few moments. So if you want to say hello on the live chat, you are more than welcome to do so. It's a very strange one today because I feel slightly overcome with heat exhaustion because I've been so busy. We were going to be outside, but I decided not to. It's too hot outside. Too hot.
I think we would have got sunstroke if we were outside. I'm struggling a bit today because, Mr. Duncan, I've got a blister on the inside of my lower lip.
Oh, okay.
Do you ever get that when you're eating and you bite the inside of your lip?
Is it an ulcer?
An ulcer. ULCER? Or is it AR?
No.
Ulcer.
You were right the first time. Ulcer.
You just know, don't you, that if you bite and you crunch into your lip,
I'm getting one of those in my stomach.
you just know it will turn into a painful blister, which will last several days. And I'm in the process of this. And the other day, I accidentally bit for the second time in the same place
Yeah.
because they sort of cause a bit of swelling, and then you're more likely to bite them twice.
Yeah.
So I bit it, and then 2 days later, I bit into it again.
Mm.
I screamed like a girl.
He did. He cried for an hour. I had
did.
to kiss him better. I had to kiss his lip better. It was very messy. He was salivating all over the place.
Ah.
What?
Oh, canal, it's pronounced.
Oh, canal.
Canal.
Like the place where the little narrow boats go along.
It means a channel. A channel.
Yes, canal. Canal. Good.
Canal, like a channel. Yes. So,
Yes.
what are you channeling? What are you channeling?
What
Canal. What are you channeling? Is it positive energy?
I'm just wondering what you're channeling.
Is it? What are you channeling towards us? Is it
Channeling.
positive energy. That's what. we
Everyone
want.
say channeling. Channeling.
I can't say it because of my blister.
Oh, that's a shame. Well, if that's the only problem you've got in your life, you're doing pretty well.
Oh, that's a starter anyway. Yes. So yeah, right. Okay. So yes, I've dealt with that. Yes, few cars on the road. I can cross off my to-do list here. That's it. I've got nothing left.
Oh, okay.
It's over to you, Mr. Duncan.
You didn't have much to start with, to be honest.
Mosen did comment on the tragic events in Japan, so we're hoping that people like Mika, who might be watching this later on, we send you all our best wishes for what was a very shocking and tragic event. It was really shocking because you just don't see that sort of thing in Japan.
Well,
very rarely.
No, and also we've had similar events here. Last year, one of our members of Parliament was killed.
Yes.
Whilst giving a meeting or holding a meeting with some of the people he serves, and someone decided to stab him because they didn't like him.
And another politician, lady, died a few years ago as well. In America, of course, it's happening all the time. In
Well,
fact,
politicians aren't being killed all the time.
Shootings. Shootings.
Yes.
There's a mass shooting in, I think it's South Africa, I saw this morning as well.
Oh,
Just to
okay.
cheer everyone up.
Okay, Steve.
It's catching on, it seems.
I don't mind you mentioning sad stories, but you say it in such a happy, jolly way. You seem to be breezing with enthusiasm. So if you are going to talk about sad things, at least keep it a bit sombre.
Canal.
But the world is a bit messed up.
Was
I will be honest with you, Steve. Just wait there a minute. There's random thoughts of Mr. Steve just popping out. I'm just saying the world is a bit messed up. Can we just all agree on that? It's all a bit messed up. We've got chaos here. We've got chaos around the world. We've got wars, famine in Africa. 13 million people affected.
Really?
13 million people affected by famine.
I wonder if that's to do with the grain shortage.
It is absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. The world is a little bit messed up.
Is it canal, or which syllable do we emphasise? Is it canal? Do we emphasise the K?
Or is it K-anal? I don't know. It could be.
That sounds very rude, Mr. Duncan.
Only to you.
Hello, says Tom. Hello, Tom.
Hello, Tom Rocks. Do you really? I think so. It is 3 o'clock. Guess what? It is 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock here in England on a very hot day, and apparently next week it's going to get even hotter. How can it get hotter than this? 37 degrees next week, apparently, and we've never had that. I don't know what will happen. I think the fields behind us, you can see this is all live, by the way. That will all be on fire next week if we have 37 degrees.
So it's only a matter of time before there's water shortages and rationing of the water, because that always happens in the UK.
That's it.
Even though we've had months of rain, we will still be getting shortages. In fact, I was surprised because I went out to water the plants in the garden this morning,
Okay.
and I expected the water pressure to be reduced because everyone had their hose pipes on, but it hasn't. But that won't take long before that happens.
Remember 1976.
I do.
Remember everyone was suffering here with the drought of 1976. Apparently ladybirds were everywhere. People, there were ladybirds, people were having to put their window screen wipers on because there were so many ladybirds. They couldn't drive without their car being covered with ladybirds.
A bit of ladies. I always remember 1976 as well, as when I was actually quite in love with a French teacher.
Yeah, you've told us this so many.
I know, but
this
not everybody
story
knows that story.
This story, it's like being with your mum yesterday.
I've still got a photograph of her as well.
What, your mum?
No, the French teacher.
The French teacher. Why were you so in love with your?
I don't know.
Why were you so in love with your French teacher?
I've no idea. I was a teenager. I would have been. How old would I have been? 1976. 15. So, but there you go. Fancy anything at 15.
Of course, 15, everything was starting to drop, and things were happening to your body. You were all confused. And I
So
still
confused.
I still think you are confused.
I mean, I must have been confused to be attracted to a female French teacher. I must have been very confused at the time.
That's it.
But there you go.
I don't remember ever having a crush on my teachers.
I might get that picture out one day and show you.
Yes, it would be.
Mademoiselle Fabre was her name.
Yes,
I remember.
I'm.
Mademoiselle Fabre.
You know, I'm pretty.
Brigitte Fabre was her name. If you are watching and you are still teaching, do you remember me in Shipping Camden?
Or still alive.
No, she'd probably only be about 10 years older than me, I would think, at the time, maybe, something like that. So, yes, probably not quite as attractive now as she was then. But actually, looking at the photograph, she actually wasn't that attractive. So I don't know what was going on at the time.
What?
Just,
Are you okay?
well, all the teenage boys were in love with her. I mean, blimey. Who wouldn't be? What English teenager would not be in love with a 23-year-old French lady trying to teach them French and speaking French? Who would not be attracted to that? I should think the girls were all attracted to her as well, I should think. It's just the accent. Because the company that I worked for, we had a boss who was French. And all the men were in love with her. She only had to stand up and start speaking English in that French accent. And she could have said anything.
So what was it? Was it just the accent then?
It was the accent, yes.
Yeah, it's a bit like British people though. If you go to the United States and you speak with a British accent, they think you're royalty. You can actually go there and say that you are a member of the royal family, and they will actually believe you. They will invite you round for supper or tea or a Big Mac. I think it's mainly Big Macs. And they will say, oh, we've got a member of the royal family here today. And I'll go, oh, hello, my name is Mr. Duncan. I am 25th in line to the throne of England. And they will believe you because you have a British accent.
And my eyes are quite close together, so people are likely to believe I could be royalty. With all the royalty, but their eyes are all close together. Have you noticed?
It's not the only thing that's close together.
Yes, their eyes are very close together. You look at that next time. The Queen, even Prince Philip as well. They all have eyes very close together. So that must show some kind of royal leaning.
Oh, you certainly have a leaning towards something. I'm not sure what it is. So welcome everyone. It is Sunday, the 10th of July. We are almost halfway through July. Don't forget, by the way, I haven't mentioned this yet. I'm going to mention it today. Next month, it is my birthday.
Oh.
So I am giving you 1 month notice. So I'm giving you plenty of time to buy your lovely gifts. By the way, I'm talking to Steve here. So you have plenty of time to buy your lovely gifts, your thoughtful presents, maybe a beautiful card.
Plural,
Yes.
not singular.
Yes. So I'm expecting that. And you, of course, you're welcome as well. If you want to send something to me, I don't know how it's going to get here because I would never give my real address.
Mr. Duncan, what are we going to talk about today?
We're talking about hot and cold. Have you noticed it's quite hot today? Although I feel a lot cooler now. We actually have the fan. There's a little electric fan that is blowing down there. There is something blowing under the desk.
We're up to 28 degrees Celsius or centigrade.
Yes?
Nearly 82 Fahrenheit.
82 Fahrenheit, everyone.
Anybody use Fahrenheit
Hmm.
to measure temperature in their country?
I have no
Please
idea.
tell us if you do. I like Fahrenheit.
I hate measurements. I hate them. The only measurements I understand, Steve, are feet and inches. Steady. I know what you're doing out there. You're thinking feet and inches. That's all I understand. Anything else, I have no... Meters. People say 20 metres. I have no idea what that is.
I'm all right with metres because it's very close to yards.
That's even worse.
So we grew up... Well, you must know what a yard is.
I'm not that old. I'm not as old as you.
Yards?
Your birth certificate is in Latin.
It's a lot.
That's how old you are.
Metres and yards are very... A metre is just a little bigger than a yard.
Yes.
So I never have problems with metres.
Give me a foot. Give me 1 foot and 12 inches and I'll be happy.
What are you talking about there, Mr. Duncan?
Measurements. Of course.
Inaki, Mr. Steve has tricked the thermometer. No, I haven't. This is real live temperatures.
He put it down his underwear.
I can show you. There we go.
That's out of focus, Steve.
Where should I put it then?
No, the nearer. That's it.
Oh,
Leave
there
it
we
there.
go.
That's
Can
it.
you see the red line?
The camera, you see, is fixed
Yeah.
focus.
There we go. So you can zoom in on that. Can we get it to 30 by the time? Well, we'd need to shut all the doors and
Oh,
windows,
please don't do that.
which we don't want to do that. I think it's good to acclimatise yourself to the heat. That's what I do in the car in the early part of the summer. I will not switch the aircon on so that the temperature inside the car gets very hot, and I'm trying to acclimatise my body to the heat. I know it sounds ridiculous, but that's what I like to do.
It definitely sounds ridiculous.
Yes, because I think if I can, how long can I stand it? Well, that sort of gets you used to the high temperatures, doesn't it? You've got to sort of let your body acclimatise.
You really shouldn't have said that, because you've just reminded me of something. Can I just say, yesterday we were driving to Mr. Steve's mother in the car, and I suddenly realised that Steve was driving with the air conditioning. The air conditioning was switched off, and I was passing out. And I said to Steve, I said, why is it so hot in this car?
Well, you see, I'm used to it.
Yes, but that's it. But the thing is, why don't you just put the air conditioning on anyway?
Because
for your
why do
lovely-
you think, Mr. Duncan?
Because you're trying to save energy or
Exactly.
fuel.
I will use about 3% more petrol
So you
with
would
the air
rather.
conditioner.
So you would rather me suffer, maybe even pass out in the car with heat stroke, than just put the air conditioning on.
Well, I thought I'll wait for Mr. Duncan to say something before I switch it on.
Oh, I said something.
And it actually, to be fair, we were halfway to our destination, so we'd probably travelled about 35 miles before Mr. Duncan said it's too hot in here. So I got 35 miles in without losing 3% fuel economy by having the air conditioning
It
on.
was just
That's
unbelievable.
how I think, you see. It's all about that's how I think.
It was
Save the pennies.
It was unbelievable. I was just baking in the car, and I couldn't work out what was going on. And I said, "Have you turned the air conditioning off?"
No, I never switched it on.
He never
because
switches
we
it on.
Set off, from home. It was off. Cars covered up, so it wasn't too hot.
You didn't do that with your mother, did you?
Oh, no,
That's not the
no.
reason why she fell ill. You weren't making your mother suffocate in the car with your tight-fistedness. A person who is tight-fisted, they don't like to spend money. Tight-fisted. Actually, Mr. Steve is very generous. I will be honest with you now. And no, we're not brothers. Someone asked earlier, are we brothers?
We often get that question.
We are not.
We often get that question.
We are not brothers. And
Something that rhymes with brothers.
brothers. Mothers.
Think of another. Anyway, yes.
Smothers. I feel as if I'm being smothered today.
Yes, there we go. Yes, 100 Dob. I saw you. You've stated this again. UV rays are dangerous. At least we have an ozone layer for free. Yes, the ozone layer filters out the UV rays, because without that, we'd all be dead.
No one ever talks about the ozone layer. I remember during the late 1980s and the early 90s, it's all anyone ever talked about. You would go up to someone in the street and say, "Oh, good morning. How's the ozone layer today?" And they'd say, "The ozone layer is quite good, thank you very much." And we'd all look up all the time watching the ozone layer. But now no one ever talks about the ozone layer.
Ah, well, that's because it's okay now. In the 1980s, it was dissolving away, if
Yeah.
that's the right phrase.
There were holes.
Holes, because of all the gases from, particularly from fridges.
Yes.
Um,
Refrigerators, cars.
mainly from the particular refrigerants that they use in refrigerators were causing holes in the ozone layer, particularly above the poles. So
And-
everyone was worried that we wouldn't have any ozone left, and we'd all turn into cancerous lumps.
Yes. Well, some people have. That's the
Well,
problem.
they probably yes.
Yes.
I'm assuming that we have, a fairly adequate ozone layer now.
I think
No one's mentioned it for years.
Well, this is what I'm on about. We never mentioned the ozone layer. There used to be giant holes.
Well, 100
over-
Dob, perhaps 100 Dob knows.
Oh,
what is
okay, why?
happening. Well, because 100 Dob was referring to the ozone layer.
Oh, okay.
So, is it still fully intact?
Yeah. How is your ozone hole?
Yes. How
Do
is
you
your
have a
ozone
hole
layer?
in your ozone?
Yes.
You don't want it really. No, you definitely don't.
But yes, they used to talk about that all the time, didn't they?
They did.
So maybe, now they're talking about raising global temperatures. Maybe they'll forget about that in a few years' time
Maybe.
as well.
Maybe that's it. There'll be something else. Maybe donkey farts. Maybe we will have to eradicate all donkeys on the planet because we discover using scientific experiments that donkeys produce the worst gas. And so we have to eradicate all donkeys on the planet.
He's joking. Hot and cold.
Yes.
Hot and cold, Mr. Duncan.
I know which
believe
one
is
I'm
the,
feeling today. I'm feeling hot. Feeling hot, hot, hot. I'm feeling hot, hot, hot. Hot, hot, hot. My glass is empty. And this is a beautiful glass, by the way. And can I just say once again, Steve, I did not steal this yesterday.
No, because next time we go, you're going to take it back. So
Yeah.
you've borrowed it, in effect. You've
This is on
borrowed it.
loan.
It's on loan.
It's on loan. I didn't steal it. I wasn't so captivated. I was captivated by this glass.
So we're neglecting the live chat here. Other people are, which is very good of them, are in fact answering other people's questions relating to English.
Okay.
Tom asks, does passing out mean dying?
If you pass out, it means you faint. You become unconscious.
Exactly what? Alessandra answered that question for us because we were neglecting the live chat and, actually teaching some English. So yes.
Alexander says, would you like a double G in tea? A gin and tonic. This does look like a glass that should have maybe whiskey or maybe some wine, a bit of Porto wine, or perhaps some
Whiskey.
Baileys. Baileys.
Yes, so there's a little bit of confusion though. I will answer this other one. So passing out just means fainting, but you can also passing out has another meaning as well. If when you've got your qualification,
Yes.
you can and I'm just trying to think of an example now. You pass out
Yeah.
when you.
Well, normally in the military.
That's it.
So in the military, when you give when you stop your training, you will pass out. So it means you leave your training and you go into the proper military. So there you go.
You're passing something, leaving something behind, leaving the training behind, and going into the real world. But when we were saying passing out, we said, "Oh, I'm fainting."
I'm having the vapours.
But don't get that confused with because Alexandra, I just noticed, said as well, pass away does mean dying.
Yes, if you pass away, it means you die.
Yes. Passing out just means you've fainted
You faint.
because of the heat, or somebody said something that shocked you.
Maybe you are a Victorian lady and you've just seen a gentleman show his underwear to you.
Or wearing a big top hat.
Yes, such a big top hat. Apparently women used to pass out.
Yes, they did.
When top hats were first introduced, women were so shocked by them, they used to pass out. They used to faint.
Yep. So pass out just means fainting because something's affected you, like the heat. But pass away does in fact mean dying.
Yes, you die. You pass
My
away.
uncle has passed away.
You pass
My uncle has.
away.
It's a kind way of saying dying.
He has passed on. Passed
Or
on.
passed on.
Yes, your granddad has passed on. He's passed away. He has ceased to be.
Sometimes if you say, such and such they've died,
They've
or
died.
they're dead.
They're
It's
dead.
a very harsh word to use.
It is very
But
harsh.
if you say they passed away,
Yes,
it's a more gentle way of saying
yes,
they're dead.
that's it.
passed away.
They've gone to join the choir invisible.
But don't say they passed out,
No,
because you will confuse people.
that's
Because
it.
people will think they're not really dead, they've just passed out.
They've just fainted on
So
the
I hope
floor
we've explained that one.
with heat exhaustion, like I will soon.
There we go. I like to pay attention to the comments. Thank you, 100 Dob.
Good.
And I promise to try and see all of them. Oh, and Mary Fur says, hello, Mr. Duncan and Mr. T from Canada.
Hello, Canada. A big
Wow.
hello to you. We had some of your biscuits the other day
We did.
because Mr. Steve's sister.
Shall I go and fetch them?
I won't explain the whole story. Go and get them, Steve. This might be interesting. We might actually have something interesting to talk about now. Wow. I like that big shed. I wonder what they're keeping in that big shed. Look at this. So Mr. Steve's sister, I can't really be bothered to explain this. Let's just say someone we know has just come back from Canada. There we go. That was
My
quicker.
sister.
There we go. And these maple cream cookies, and can I just say they are gorgeous. The only problem is they are full of fat.
And the worst. Anyway, no, let's not spoil it.
No,
Let's not spoil
no,
it.
they are full of fat, but they are so lovely. I have eaten most of these.
Can I? You've moved, Mr. Duncan.
I think you moved when you went off. There we go.
So
we
yes,
have these are maple syrup is gorgeous.
maple
Do you
syrup.
know they
is
get it from
very
a
nice.
tree?
Yes.
Yes, they go to the tree and they milk the leaves.
Is it the maple tree by any chance?
It might be.
Hence the maple leaf being a symbol of Canada.
It looks like my nose is running.
Oh, yes.
I've got a runny nose.
Maple syrup comes from Mr. Duncan's nose.
Yes,
That's very
maple
funny.
syrup comes from my nose. There we go. So now you know. That's quite funny.
Yeah, so Mr. Duncan has been munching into these biscuits, which were no doubt purchased at the duty-free.
I think your sister went to a lot of trouble to get these. Just as she was about to board the plane.
She was very busy.
She was about to board the plane and she thought, oh my God, I've got nothing for Steve and Duncan. Oh well, I will get them a box of biscuits.
Let's whiz around the departure lounge shops.
I will put absolutely no thought and effort into this gift.
They were quite nice. I mean, everybody does that. I mean, to be fair,
Oh my-
my sister has been very busy.
Yes, okay.
You know, because
Oh.
her eldest son
Yeah.
was
Oh.
getting married to a Canadian girl.
Yes, a girl. Why do you say girl in that? A Canadian girl.
Well, you know.
You seem surprised.
And they were very busy indeed. Emotional, so, you know.
So thank you very much for these lovely biscuits that
Yeah.
you grabbed just as you were going through
We're
the
joking. We're joking.
the departure gate.
Yeah, but well, literally, the wedding was one day, and then they had to fly back the next.
Yes,
So you know, you haven't got much time
there is no excuse.
for
I'm sorry.
purchasing presents for people.
I thought you were going to bring me back a little
Which reminds me,
plastic mountie.
I still haven't got a wedding present for my nephew.
Yes.
Is it nephew? No, I always get mixed up. I always get mixed up with this.
What are you doing?
So my sister's,
Nephew.
yeah, that's right. So I still haven't got
Why is that so difficult
them
to work out?
a
He's
present
not,
yet.
He's not your auntie.
I don't know that.
Oh my God, these are so nice. So, hello Canada, and look, I'm going to eat your national leaf. I hope you don't mind, but it is full of delicious maple syrup. I don't know why, the smell of maple syrup is absolutely incredible. I don't know why, you can smell it in the morning.
Canal, it's my sister. No, none of our sisters live in Canada. And my sister went there because her son was getting married to a Canadian girl. And that's why my mother had to come and stay with us. Because there would have been nobody near where she lives to look after her. Yes, what about your cholesterol level, Mr. See, that did shock me, actually, when I read on the back, as I do, how many of us look at the nutritional information on the back of packets of things. I'm always doing it.
You just like to ruin everything.
So fats, there we go. It's it's not as bad as I thought, Mr. Duncan. Oh no, the saturates aren't so bad, but saturates 2.5 grams, Well, yes, it's 5 grams of fat and 2.5 grams of saturates. But most disappointingly, the fat is palm oil. Palm oil, which, as we know, is grown on deforested land.
Yes, that is the big problem with palm oil. It's very
Yes.
popular.
It's very popular, cheap to produce, but they tear down rainforests in order to plant the trees required to make the palm oil.
So now I am part of the problem.
You are. So there we go. A lot of facts coming in there today. And
Facts.
facts, not facts.
Facts.
So Mary Fur, what do you think of that? Mary, do you eat these biscuits yourself?
Yes.
Would you recognise these as a particularly quality brand? Please tell us.
I have a feeling these are only found in the duty-free area of airport shops.
Maybe not.
There must be people returning from Canada with these. There's probably more of those in this country and around the world than there are in Canada, as everyone are grabbing them. They're grabbing them as they go.
Mary says they're very popular in Canada.
Oh,
That particular brand. So
Well,
that's good.
they do have the name Canada on the front. Do we have a
They're
British?
very nice, whatever
We,
they
do-
are.
we should have a British biscuit.
Palmyra grows up. We do, isn't it? The digestive. No, we know. I think an English biscuit would be. That reminds me, my mother was going to give me one yesterday,
Okay.
but she obviously forgot.
I'm loving the insight into Steve's inner monologue.
Would be a nice English biscuit would be probably. What would you say would be a nice English biscuit?
Oh, you were going to tell me
I
now.
would
you
say
want-
some short crust, shortbread.
No.
Shortbread, I think. That's Scottish anyway.
Custard cream.
Shortbread.
Custard cream is a British biscuit. That's what people think of.
Do they?
British biscuit, custard cream. It's a bit like the one that I've just eaten, but instead it's got soft cream inside. Very nice. Whereas
Yes.
that one has cream, but it's maple syrup, which is delicious. So hello to everyone in Canada. I hope you're having a good day where you are today.
Well, Mary's watching from Canada, so hopefully there might be somebody else watching.
That's it. A very small percentage of the population of Canada are watching at the moment.
Palmyra grew up near maple trees,
Oh,
and yes, highly sticky liquid that comes out of them. Yes, that's the maple syrup. And I read an interesting fact on the back of here about
Did you?
maple syrup. Yes, I think you have to have 100 litres of syrup from the tree to make 1 litre of traditional maple syrup, according to what I read on the back of here. So there we go.
welcome to a new series called Mr. Steve Reads the Information on the Side of Boxes of Biscuits. I think it's going to be a big hit.
Lewis says, Lewis has got a very good memory. Says, is that the T-shirt that Mr. Lomax criticised?
It is.
Well done.
I was eating my breakfast and Mr. Lomax started picking on me because of my slurping.
Look at
And
that.
this is what I was wearing, my Wolverine.
That talk about attention to detail. That is a true fan, Mr. Duncan. Lewis remembers that from one of the videos. That must deserve some kind of applause.
Wolverine is a girl now, by the way. So I'm sorry that this is the cartoon Wolverine, but apparently Wolverine now is a girl. So maybe this is now out of date.
Has a transition taken place?
you want to go down that road, Steve?
Well, that's what people say now. If you're going from one identity to another, you're transitioning, aren't you? As we might transition from one subject to another,
Yes.
people might transition from one identity to
If
another.
we're not careful, we might transition from being on YouTube to being not on YouTube
Well, I'm
anymore.
not offending anyone. By saying that.
Everything is offensive. Everything we've said so far today is offensive to someone. Someone somewhere is offended by all of this.
Tom, Stephen, why Mr. Stephen, Mr. Steve or Stephen? Yes, actually, if you were going to use my whole name correctly, you would spell it with a PH, But thank you anyway. I like the way you've gone for formality there. Why doesn't your mother appear on the live stream? That is
Oof.
because we have asked her many times, but she's too shy.
Well, I suppose it's the same reason why most of you won't.
She's shy.
Oh, I don't want to be. No.
What will people think of me? What would I look like? We've tried.
For those wondering, there is Mr. Steve's mum with Mr. Steve. That was yesterday. We were outside having a beautiful meal. We had a lovely meal and we walked around outside, and I took that photograph, but I definitely didn't take this glass. I didn't. I did not steal. I don't know why. Why would you accuse me of such a heinous crime?
We better not say where we were because then it's all recorded.
Wow.
But then the lady that was serving us, she told us a very interesting story.
She did tell us a story.
Let's
It
not
wasn't-
relate it to that.
No.
She said that for a celebration, her and her husband went to stay in it wasn't the Ritz, was it? It was, what's that other famous hotel in London? Off the Strand.
Off the Strand.
Not the Ritz, you were there, Mr. Duncan.
Pudding on the Ritz. Savoy?
Savoy.
Okay.
She went to stay in the Savoy Hotel with her husband, and I thought, well, where she's getting the money from? She's a waitress. Where's she getting the money from to stay in the Savoy Hotel? I thought her husband must have a good job.
I'm sorry,
But anyway,
waitresses.
that was an
Waitresses.
aside. That was the first thing that came to
Okay,
my mind.
Steve.
Yeah, so they went to the Savoy
Please,
Hotel.
get to the point.
Stayed there for a weekend, apparently. She told us the story. It was very interesting. But she said she stole lots of cutlery
Okay.
and cups and all sorts of things. So she's put them in her suitcase, and she said her house is covered in various items that she stole from the Savoy Hotel. So if the Savoy Hotel is watching, and they're wondering if they've noticed anything missing from one of their rooms recently, get in touch with us. We can always we know who it was.
It wasn't.
But then I expect everybody steals things from the Savoy Hotel, which is why it costs so much to stay there, because 50% of the bill is they're expecting you to steal half the stuff from the room anyway. So you might as well, because you've paid for it.
Yes. So it wasn't. It
Mr.
wasn't here.
Duncan.
It wasn't here, was
I
it?
wouldn't.
It was definitely not here.
Okay, right, okay.
Steve's gonna belt me later. No, it's all right. Nobody's going to find out. It was definitely not. Where was it? Where was the place? Where was the?
Right. If I'd done that, you'd have shouted at me, Mr. Duncan.
No, I would have
There we go.
welcomed it. I would have said, "Look,
Maple syrup costs €6.
Does it?"
But there you go.
So
Right.
maple syrup is about the same value as.
We've stabilised at 28 degrees C.
28 degrees Celsius in the studio, even though inside my underwear it is around. It's the same temperature as the centre of the sun, to be honest, inside my underwear. Very hot. What was that, Stu?
Nothing.
Oh.
I'm waiting for you. It's your turn to say something to teach English,
This
Mr.
is good.
Duncan.
Your mother is a lovely lady.
Well, it would appear that from the photograph.
Underneath.
But in reality, no,
Underneath.
just joking. Yes, she is a lovely. Everybody
I
loves
do-
my mother.
I do like how you worry that people we know in real life might actually watch this. They don't. No one we know. If there is anyone we know in real life watching this now,
Please let us know.
tell us now. Say, we know you in real life.
Maybe our friend Martin is watching.
Maybe.
Although Martin he contracted COVID.
Oh, okay. I'm
And
sure.
he was quite ill.
I'm sure he's
recently.
pleased that you divulged
So I
that.
must remember to send him a text later to ask him how he is, and hopefully nobody else in his family has picked it up.
Are you over the dreaded lurgy, Martin? But besides Martin, because Martin is cool, you see, like this. But anyone else who knows us in real life, and maybe you are going to report the crime, but they're not.
There was no crime. We
No,
paid for it.
no crime.
Yeah, right, there we go. Have
What?
you got some words connected with hot and cold, Mr. Duncan?
I don't know, do I?
I don't know, because you mentioned that the theme of today's lesson was hot and cold.
You know, I'm so hot, I've forgotten my brain is now frying inside my skull. We'll have a quick break because tennis is happening today, Steve.
Oh.
Tennis. Your mother is a big fan of tennis. She likes Roger Federer. She thinks he's very sexy.
Well, she doesn't say that, but we know that's what she means.
She always draws the curtains when the tennis is on. That's all I'm saying.
My mother will say things like, "Oh, he's a very good player. He's very polite on the court. You know, sort of things like that." She would never say, "Oh, he's quite sexy."
Okay.
But I mean, when lots of women like to go to Wimbledon to
Do they?
watch tennis.
I think lots of men do as well.
Well, yes, they do. You see, that is why. You see, that was interesting because I saw an interview. Billie
please.
Jean King,
Yes.
famous tennis player, who was around when I was growing up in the 70s. She was becoming very famous. And talking about women's sport and whether, you know, how more women's sports are becoming popular. But tennis, of course, has always been it's always been mainstream, hasn't it? So tennis for women, women's football, you never used to see that on the television.
Yes.
Hockey sometimes. You never saw women's sports on the television. The only one you did ever see, sometimes you see golf, was tennis. Tennis,
Okay.
think about that. It's always been on the television. Why? Well, it's obvious to me why.
Why?
Because, well, the sexy ladies running around on a court in short skirts, the men obviously want to watch it,
Yes.
don't they?
Well, the thing is, sometimes if they hit the ball very hard, you can see a little bit of underwear. I think that's what they're going for.
And there's a lot of grunting going on.
Not a grunting.
And of
And
course,
that's from the audience.
women go to watch men play tennis because there's sexy men playing tennis in shorts.
Anyway.
That's why tennis is so popular, because they always seem to be good looking, don't they? The men and the women, they're always good looking.
Yes.
And attractive. So obviously, there are a lot of reasons why women's tennis is popular. Because, you know, I'm just putting that out there, you know.
You certainly are.
Whereas women's football, you know, maybe, I don't know what I've got to be careful I don't get myself into hot water here.
Sorry, you suddenly. Do you realise how risky?
I know. I just
That
thought
is
I'm going to stop
just-
there.
Just bringing up women's football, and then you want to say something else, but you're not going to, are you?
You know what's on my mind. But
Yes.
anyway, yes.
Back to tennis, because tennis is taking place today. It's the Wimbledon final, and we, a few weeks ago, were having our own Wimbledon final right here in our front garden. There it was. What a load of balls. It's a hot one, baby.
And we're back.
We are back. We are live right now, live on a very hot day. What's the temperature, Mr. Steve?
It's staying the same. It's stabilised
Yes.
at 38 centigrade or Celsius.
38 Celsius.
And we found out that in Russia they use centigrade or
Centigrade. Okay.
Celsius. So it's anybody use Fahrenheit.
Yeah.
Probably not. I think Fahrenheit was probably. I don't know what nationality Fahrenheit was.
I feel sorry
He's a
for Mr.
man.
Fahrenheit. Mr. Fahrenheit has almost been forgotten about in history. So now it's Mr. Celsius. That's all they talk about now.
Yes.
And of course, Mr. Degrees. Mr. Degrees. He's still quite popular. He's very popular, in fact. Anyway, we have a little subject to talk about for the next 20 minutes. And, as I mentioned, it is tennis taking place. I think it's happening right now, actually, at Wimbledon.
Is it the final?
It's
today?
the final of the men's
Ooh, right.
today. It's Nick Kyrgios.
Probably.
Kyrgios. Good. I've noticed that both of these players have very difficult to pronounce names.
Djokovic.
Novak Djokovic. I like
Who
that face.
is-
That face looks like. Oh no, I'm not
Where
going to
is
say.
he from? Is he not
Go on.
Polish? He's something
No.
like.
Why do you ask questions?
I
that
don't
you-
know. Where's he? Where's Djokovic?
I think I
from?
want to say Lithuania. I don't know why. We're not big
Should
tennis
know that.
followers.
Should know where-
So Nick. Anyway, Steve.
Somebody can tell us.
Nick I wish I could pronounce his name. Nick Kyrgios.
Where's he from?
I want to say Australia. Am I right there? He's the bad boy, isn't he? He's the bad boy of tennis. He don't follow the rules. He don't follow any of the rules. He's his own man, apparently. So it should be a very interesting match that is probably taking place right now. So if anyone knows what the score is so far, even though I won't understand it, 6-4, 6-3, 6-2, I have no idea what that's about. So there it is, tennis taking place today, Steve.
Probably straight sets.
I would imagine it will be so hot they will all need new balls because they will be melting.
Yeah, it'll be. Do you think Dvorak will win in straight sets?
Dvorak.
No, who did I say? Who was it again?
Dvorak. He's a composer.
Well, he used to play tennis.
What?
Put it back up again, Mr. Duncan. I can't remember
what
who their
back up?
names were. The pictures of the people playing tennis. in the final.
Dvorak.
Go on, put it back up, Mr. Duncan. Don't draw attention
he's-
to it.
He's a composer.
But he was. He's
Well,
dead
he was,
now.
yes. He's not playing tennis anymore. He has definitely passed away and not passed out. I've lost the piece. I've lost it now. Here we go.
Useless.
There it is.
Djokovic.
Yeah.
Not Dvorak. The composer.
He was a composer. He
Oh,
he
dear.
might have been good at tennis. He might have been very good at tennis.
Oh, yes. Inaki says, was he vaccinated?
Who? Dvorak.
Yeah.
Dvorak.
They hadn't invented vaccinations back in those days.
Dvorak was not vaccinated.
Djokovic, was he? Did he get vaccinated in the end?
I don't know.
There was all this controversy about him, wasn't there?
Look for the little mark on his arm. If he's got a little round plaster.
Because they wouldn't allow him to compete, would they? In was it the French Open? Sure, it was the French, because he hadn't been vaccinated. So, yes, was he vaccinated, and how come? If he hasn't, why was he allowed to play?
Yeah.
Maybe he was tested regularly. Alexandra doesn't give a pear about tennis.
He doesn't.
Now that's interesting because you would normally say you don't give a fig.
Yes.
So that's very clever, Alessandra. Maybe that's what you say in your country. I don't give a pear
Yeah.
for tennis.
What?
So you don't like it.
Yes. Anyway, it's hot today. Have you
Nadal's
noticed-
aged, hasn't he? Nadal. He's aged. Don't you think so?
Well, he's going bald.
He's aging.
Yes.
I used to find him quite attractive, but I've gone off him now.
His legs are still nice. He's got nice legs, but the rest of him has really got quite.
He's gone to seed,
Yes.
which is
yeah, I know, Steve. I know.
he's gone to fifth seed. I don't know what seed. I don't know what seed he is now. The rankings, isn't it? If the rankings in tennis, they're called seeds.
It's like you're just coming around from anaesthetic. Everything you say is like a person when they're just coming round from anaesthetic. Oh, I don't know what CD is. I don't know what CD is. Is it Dvorak? Dvorak is playing tennis. And... Oh.
Don't worry, Alexander, we're not going to talk about tennis at all.
Even though we've been talking about it for the last 12 minutes.
It's only interesting because, you only watch it to see who's attractive.
Most sport is watched by sex maniacs.
Well, people like to see somebody who's in the peak of physical condition.
You would never have two giant overweight people running around and lots of people watching, unless it was sumo wrestling, of course. That's the only sport that I know of where you could get very overweight people, large people, stripped down to just their underwear, rolling around and wrestling. Actually, I quite like the sound of that. Maybe it will catch on. Who knows?
Well, it's interesting. I was always attracted when I used to like watching tennis when I was younger.
Did you?
But I was always attracted to the strong women, like Navratilova and Billie Jean King.
Virginia Wade.
I didn't much care for her.
They all have very big, large thighs.
Well, that's because they've got to run around the court.
I'm always amazed. Serena Williams and Venus Williams, they have the most amazing thigh. I wish my thighs were like that. I don't know why. I always feel a little intimidated by people with big thighs. You do. Steve has big thighs.
I don't.
You have chunky legs. I remember when
big calves.
I remember that time when I was still working at the Science Park. I had my studio in Wolverhampton, and Steve came to visit me one day, and there was a guy on the reception, a young guy, and he was attracted to Mr. Steve's legs.
Those same shorts that I was wearing in the video when I was playing tennis. Yes.
So
I could have scored if Mr. Duncan hadn't been with me. I'd have scored that day.
You would have definitely been seeded.
He was and he was actually quite a dish himself.
I can't believe I just said that.
Yes, but anyway, strangely enough, I saw him again about a year later because I was doing a nurse conference.
Were you wearing your shorts then?
No, I wasn't. I was in a suit, but he recognised me and we got chatting. And annoyingly, the woman organising the conference came up and wanted to talk to me. So that was it. When I came out, he'd gone.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So basically, Steve has very sexy legs. You would probably be a very good tennis player, you see. You'd get lots of people watching you, running around.
Well, that's what people watch. Because tennis is one of those sports where the cameras, where you can see... football, you don't really get to see the players close up, do you? Because it's always long-distance shots and there's lots of people on... You don't really get to see them close up, whereas tennis, they're there all the time. You can see every ripple, every bulge, everything's there for all to see.
What? Are you
by the cameras.
Sorry, I think he's getting very hot today, Steve, in many ways. But if you want to see sexy footballers, you have to watch football from the 1970s. Because the footballers in the 1970s used to wear the smallest, tightest shorts.
They did.
In the world.
And now they wear these baggy things and now you can't see anything.
And now they wear those big baggy shorts. They wear those big baggy shorts and you can't see anything.
1970s footballers, yes, they wore these tight shorts.
It's almost obscene. So that's it. That's what you need to do. You just go to YouTube, put 1970s UK football, and you'll see lots of men running around on the football field, and they're wearing the tiniest, tightest shorts that you can imagine. And I don't know why, because they look really uncomfortable. Are we doing anything to... Oh, I'm sure.
I'm sure you must have prepared something for this last half an hour.
How about hot and cold idioms?
Go on, then.
Yes. Shall we do that? Or shall we just talk aimlessly, as we have been for a while?
Who's the sexiest tennis player of all time? Come on, let us know while you're watching this.
I don't think anyone wants to talk about tennis.
I don't think... Well, certainly Vitas doesn't. I don't think so.
Hot and cold idioms. Here we go.
Oh no, Vitas likes tennis. Yeah.
Yes. So, anyway, Steve, come back to me. Come back. Don't go to the light. Come back. To do something in the heat of the moment, because that is all about hot, you see, because it's very hot today. To do something in the heat of the moment means to do something
straight away without really thinking.
Yes, on impulse.
On impulse.
Yes, you do something impulsively. You do something without putting any thought or preparation into that thing. You do it in the heat of the moment. I think there was a song as well. In the heat of the moment.
Don't remember that.
It's in the heat of the moment.
And it doesn't mean temperature heat. It just means something's happening, the heat of the moment, when there's the most activity going on in something. So maybe it's road rage.
Yes.
And you, in the heat of the moment, you've lost your temper and you react without really thinking about it. Yes, I just did it in the heat of the moment. And sometimes in law you can get away with a crime like a murder.
Okay.
Can be downgraded to manslaughter if you committed that crime in the heat of the moment. So if there was an argument, a sudden, and the circumstances were quite serious, and you had a massive argument and then you killed somebody, then you might not necessarily get away, might not necessarily be charged with murder or be or convicted of murder if you could prove that you just did it in the heat of the moment, that emotion overwhelmed you.
Yes.
Where, as opposed to planning it in advance.
I believe in law they call it diminished responsibility.
Yes, or you could get the crime downgraded because there is an allowance in the law for a certain amount of sort of in the moment emotions.
Yes.
Affecting the crime.
Yes.
But of course, if you were to plan in advance to kill someone, that would be premeditation and you would obviously be convicted. But yes.
But there are various things. So in the heat of the moment is to
yes. I was going to say, so you come back home, Mr. Duncan, from a tired day at work.
I think we've explained
and you
that.
find your partner in bed with another person, and in the heat of the moment, you kill them both.
Yes, Steve. Okay.
Yes,
this is really depressing me, I have to say, on such a beautiful day. In the heat of the moment, yes, it was. It was a song by a brilliant group, Progressive Rock.
Called Yes. Apparently.
Yes. Heat of the moment.
Stefano knows the answer to that.
I like their song Owner of a Lonely Heart. Owner of a lonely heart. Do, 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 do. Owner of a lonely heart. Do, 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 do.
Umberto wants to know what is sweating cob nuts.
Ah, now that is a great expression. If you are really sweating profusely, if you are sweating a lot, maybe the sweat is coming out on your body, we can say that you are sweating cobs or sweating cob nuts. Cob nuts are a type of nut. They are round. And so the sweat that appears on your skin is also round, spherical. They look like little beads.
Or nuts.
We often describe sweat as beads of sweat. So that's why I'm sweating cob nuts. So it looks like you are literally sweating a type of nut. So a nut called a cob nut is a round nut, very small, and that's it. It's just an expression.
To mean you're sweating a lot, visibly.
Yes.
Visibly.
You might also be sweating buckets.
Yeah.
You are sweating buckets.
You can say I'm sweating buckets.
So buckets of water or sweat.
A large volume
yes.
of sweat, enough to fill a bucket.
You are sweating.
So you wouldn't be literally sweating that much.
No, of course not.
But the expression is meant to give the impression that you are sweating an awful. I'm sweating buckets.
Yes.
Means a lot. Not literally enough to fill a bucket.
You are using an exaggeration to express something that is happening that might be dramatic.
Yes.
So that is it. Yeah. Another one? Shall we have a look at another one? Okay. To be hot under the collar. Ooh. Well, this is your collar. So if you get hot under the collar, maybe you are getting excited or emotional to the point where you are sweating. You are getting excited. Or maybe you are becoming inflamed.
Enraged.
Yes, by something. You are hot under the collar. So quite often we use it to express excitement. Excitement. If you are excited about something, we might say that you are hot under.
You might be having a conversation with somebody and you start to argue and your voices start to raise and you start to go red. And the other person might say, well, no need to get hot under the collar. Because when you've got a collar on, you get hotter, don't you? Because the collar is up high and it retains heat.
Yes.
So, you're getting hot. So don't get hot under the collar means, don't get too angry, don't get too upset. But also, you get hot under the collar if you're attracted to somebody.
Yes, again, like your French teacher. I'm sure that was not the only place you were getting hot. Here's another one, to feel the heat. If you feel the heat, well, we are not talking literally. We are talking about if you are feeling the pressure of something. Maybe you have an important job interview, or maybe you are in a competition, and maybe the other person is very good at the thing you will be both doing. Maybe a tennis match. You will be feeling the heat. To feel the heat is to feel the pressure of something you are about to do.
Or the stress. That's right, yes, to feel the heat. Oh, I'm feeling the heat. Yes, you are stressed and anxious over something that you are about to do, or you might be doing things which make you stressed and overexcited.
Here's another one, to be in hot water. We are talking about idioms connected to hot and cold. To be in hot water is to be what?
Be in hot water, you're in trouble.
Yes, you're in trouble.
You're in trouble. You're in trouble. Maybe you've stolen a glass from a restaurant, and somebody finds out, and they come round to try and retrieve that glass, or they call the police. You are in hot water because you committed a crime of some description or other. You maybe at work you made a remark to somebody which was inappropriate remark to somebody at work, and they've reported you to Human Resources Department, and you are going to be reprimanded. You are in hot water.
This is a great story.
That
I like this story, Steve.
You said.
Very good.
Yes, so Fernando has tried to use the phrase hot under the collar. I'm hot under the collar in the bakery. Well,
that sounds like you're literally hot under the collar.
Yes, so the term hot under the collar doesn't mean you're... Yes, you wouldn't use it in that respect unless...
You were sweating.
Unless you were in the bakery and there was a lot of pressure from the work. You wouldn't use it to mean you're actually hot.
Yes.
Because the bakery's hot.
Yes, it's figurative.
It's figurative.
So this one doesn't mean that you are lying in a bath of hot water. It means that you are just in trouble. So these are all idioms. So they are used figuratively.
Hot under the collar just means you're getting emotional, angry usually. Usually means you're getting angry, and when you get angry, your blood comes to the surface, you go red, and you get hot under the collar. It doesn't mean that there's outside heat, as in a bakery.
Yes. Here's another one before we go.
Beatrice is going. Bye, Beatrice.
See you later, Beatrice. I hope you will see us again soon. I will be with you on Wednesday, by the way. Wednesday, I will be with you from 2 p.m. UK time. A melting pot. Melting pot is an expression we use when lots of different things are put together or combined. Or maybe they are just in one place or space. A melting pot. A mixture of eclectic things. Oh, Mr. Duncan, eclectic. Very different things, things that are varied and different. A melting pot. We often talk about melting pot when we are discussing society, maybe different people from various backgrounds or different countries or different races.
London in the 60s was a melting pot for different ideas.
Yes.
Lots of people all coming together with different ideas, and all those ideas get combined. Everyone's talked to each other, and you come up with new styles of music or new fashion. Everything's going in, and what's coming out is something different.
I always say that change often brings lots of positive things. So when things change, especially in society, quite often you can find that unexpected things occur because of that. Creativity can sometimes suddenly produce a very unique thing. So I think, yes, melting pot. I like that one.
Usually a melting pot of ideas, isn't it? Or cultures, or that's right.
What we need now is a great big melting pot with everyone joining together.
Is that Yes again?
No, that isn't. That was a very famous song, but now it's rather politically incorrect because, ironically, that song uses a lot of racist language.
Or what is deemed as racist?
Yes.
Or
Oh
is
no,
it
it's
actually
very racist
Right.
for that. Even for that time, it's very strange, isn't it? Sometimes, so a song about people coming together and living in harmony contains racist words.
Alexander Silver says I look like their ex-boss, Andy from the Yard Bar in Soho. Interesting.
Okay.
I can assure you I never have worked in Soho.
Alexander.
And I didn't know that you were. Are you living in England now?
Yes. The Yard Bar. I wonder where the Yard Bar is.
Sounds like it should be famous.
Yes. Is it in the area that is close to Chinatown? Ah, you know where I mean. You know what I'm on about.
I don't.
Is it near Old Compton Street? Around there?
America is considered a melting pot. Yes,
Yes.
because lots of people from all over the world came to live in America. So different cultures, ideas, free, open society. That's what you need for a melting pot. Much Wenlock
Is not.
you wouldn't call Much Wenlock a melting pot?
No.
Well, there's maybe a
on.
little, but
It's not melting. Nothing's melting in Much Wenlock.
no, it's fairly static.
It's as cold as ice.
Yeah. So yeah.
Another good song, by the way. You're as cold as ice. You're willing to sacrifice your love. Dun-dun-dun-sh. Sorry.
Is every phrase going to kickstart you into some song?
Probably.
Well, we haven't got long. It's 4:00 and I'm thirsty.
Well, I was
Mr.
5
Duncan.
minutes late. So.
Well, you can stay on then.
Oh,
Right, it's
okay.
still. Oh, it's gone up a bit. It's gone up a bit. It's 30. It's 28.5 centigrade now, nearly approaching 85 Fahrenheit.
85 Fahrenheit, everyone.
Which actually isn't that hot.
No. Although
So, you know.
it does feel hot. I do
Maybe
feel
next Sunday, which I will be on next Sunday,
Okay.
because the show will be finished. That's the show, by the way.
The show
It's
that
advertising.
there it is. It is called Orpheus in the Underworld, and it is exciting. It's as exciting as it sounds.
It is exciting.
I've seen your costume. Mr. Steve is wearing a giant. You look like a Roman emperor.
It's just sort of simple wear, simple clothes that people would have worn in sort of Grecian days.
Grecian.
Yes, in Greek.
My dad used to
mythology.
use that on his hair to make it dark. Can
So
you
there
still
we go. Yes.
Can you still get Grecian 2000? Do you remember that? Every man over 50 used to use Grecian 2000 on their hair.
Christina says conundrum. Question mark.
Conundrum.
Did one of us just use that word?
No.
I don't remember using that
No.
word. I can smell our chili con carne
A conundrum is a puzzle.
cooking.
A conundrum is a puzzle. Puzzle.
I don't understand that. That's a conundrum. It's something difficult to understand.
Yes. Maybe someone asks you a question and it's very hard to answer. You might say, that is a conundrum. It is a puzzle. A puzzle.
Yes, a puzzle.
To be worked out. Alexander Silva says, I lived there for 15 years, working in London.
So are you still there, or have you moved somewhere else?
Well, it looks like the past tense.
I lived there, yes.
So because you lived there means you probably don't live there anymore.
You weren't late today, were you? I can't believe
I
that,
was.
Mr. Duncan. You're always on time.
I was 5 minutes late because I was setting everything up and there was a giant fly chasing me around the studio.
It was the heat.
It was the heat as well. Everything.
Right, what's the next one, Mr. Duncan?
I can't believe... Well, the next one is us going.
Oh, is that it? That's it,
I think
it?
that's all we have time for, unfortunately, because we were
I haven't
talking
seen
about...
Tomek today.
We were talking about so many interesting things today, like Mr. Steve and his petrol, making sure that his air conditioning stays off at all times, even if I am sitting in the passenger seat, sweating and passing out. He doesn't care.
I haven't seen Pedro today. either.
Pedro Belmont is not here today.
Where are they? They're watching the tennis.
Yeah, probably.
They're watching the
Yes.
tennis.
Watching those men in their tight shorts. See, that's the thing. At least tennis players still wear their tight shorts. So there is still something for them to watch, to look at.
Alessandra is a British citizen and can always come back.
Oh, good.
Good. Well, please do. And let us know when you do. And
Yeah.
we can meet up,
Yes.
because we're very keen to do that.
We can come down to London. We haven't been to London for a very long time.
Are you going to travel anywhere this summer, says Inaki? Well, we'd like to. We haven't planned anything yet.
There is so much confusion, though, isn't there?
That's the thing. We're very poor at planning anything holidays.
And also we're very poor.
That's not true.
But what I was going to say, Steve,
You are.
what I was going to say, I'm poor. I'm the poor one. I am destitute. I might have to start selling my body again.
YouTube throw you a few pennies every month.
They throw me a few pennies. They put a couple of dollar bills down my G-string to keep me going for the rest of the week. I've lost my train of thought now because of you.
I can smell, as I've already mentioned, but you ignored it. I can smell our tea cooking.
That smells like chili con carne.
Chili con carne does not sound like the ideal meal to have on a very hot day.
Why are we having spicy,
Yes.
hot mince with vegetables, hot
Big
vegetables?
plate of
Why are we
potatoes.
having... We shouldn't be having a hot meal today. We should have a nice cold meal like potato salad with lettuce.
What's happening in the tennis? Is anybody watching it while also watching us at the same time?
See, I don't think...
And do they know? I bet it's over. I bet it was straight sets.
Really?
I bet Dvorak has beaten that other composer,
Beethoven.
Beethoven.
Yes.
Beethoven and Dvorak have been playing together today, and Djokovic,
Yeah.
which sounds like a fungal disease, doesn't it? Djokovic. It sounds like you need to get some ointment on that. Oh, I've got a bit of Djokovic. Oh. Just a joke, Mr. Duncan.
Well, this is a good way to end my live stream and my YouTube career.
That's nothing.
It's not offensive, is it?
I thought that was quite funny. Anyway,
You might be the only one, by the way, who finds that funny. So, are you going now, Mr. Steve?
well, I'll go. Yes, I'll go and put the kettle on. Although
Yes.
a hot cup of tea doesn't sound like the ideal drink either.
But sometimes a hot drink can be good when it's hot, generally, because you will produce more sweat,
Yes.
which will then cool you down.
Beads of sweat.
Yes, I will be sweating cob nuts later. Sweating like... Well, some people say sweating like a pig as well.
Alexander has been watching for 10 years.
I'm so hot. I'm sweating like a pig.
That's the same length of time as many people have been watching you. Yes, so thank you very much for your loyalty, Alexander. We've got two Alexander. We've got Alessandra,
Mm.
who's speaking in Portuguese,
Mm-hmm.
who is learning Portuguese. And we have Alexander. There's a song with Alexander in it. I sing at the choir.
Oh dear. Yes, let's not go into that.
There was a chap who...
No.
His name
Please.
was Alexander.
Okay.
Alexander. His
How-
name was Alexander.
Steve,
It's a song. I know it, yes, from the choir that I'm in.
we have nowhere cool to go to, so I might have to take a very cold shower. Although that's nothing unusual for me.
We could jump into the bath.
What, together?
Well, there's no room for that.
That will make quite a splash.
Right. See you all. I will be here next week. I
Okay.
might be a little tired. I might be a little over the top because I will have been on stage.
Over the top. You're always over the top.
I might be a bit hot under the collar.
I don't know what's going on today. I think you're just so excited because you saw your mummy yesterday, and she gave you a
Excited isn't the word that
She-
I would use.
She gave you a big hug. It was lovely. It was nice actually to see your mum yesterday. So thanks, Steve.
Thank you, Mr. Duncan. I'll see you shortly outside. I don't think we're watching Columbo today, are we? It's
We're not
just
watching.
Too hot to
We're
sit
not watching.
indoors
No,
Columbo.
no Columbo. No tennis. Just peace and
I'm gonna
quiet.
get some sun on my legs.
Okay,
Get a
Steve.
bit bronzed.
Steve.
Bye, everyone. Bye.
There he goes, Mr. Steve, and there it is, the view outside. Now, it is absolutely glorious. Thank you for joining us today. It has been a lot of fun, even though I've been standing in a very hot studio, sweating quite a lot, in fact. I will be back on Wednesday from 2 p.m. UK time is when I'm with you next. So, I will see you soon. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the rest of your week until Wednesday, which is when I'm back with you. Don't forget 2 p.m. UK time. I've also started putting some posts on Instagram as well. Something I'm trying out. If it is popular, I will do more. If it is not popular, I won't do it ever again. We will see. So on Wednesday I'm back. Enjoy the rest of your day. Stay cool wherever you are, and I will see you on Wednesday. This is Mr. Duncan in the birthplace of English saying thanks for watching. See you soon, and of course until the next time we meet right here, hopefully on Wednesday it will be cooler, although I have a feeling it will not. And of course, you know what's coming next. Yes, you do. Mr. Steve is now going to put some ice cubes down my shorts. Ta-ta for now.